Are you already offering coaching and now you want to know how to turn your coaching into an online course? If that's what you want, then this video is for you. All right, welcome back. Today I want to share with you how to take your coaching, maybe you're doing one-on-one or group coaching, and turn that into an online course. I did this myself where I was offering coaching and I started out doing one-on-one coaching. And then from there, I turned that one-on-one coaching into a group program. And I actually already have created a video on this. So if you're curious on how to turn your one-on-one coaching into a group program, definitely check that video out. I will link it right now. And then from there, I took that group coaching program and I turned it into an online course. Now, the one thing that I do want to talk about first is what's the main difference? So with one-on-one coaching, obviously it's one-to-one. You are speaking to that one individual client. You're helping them with their struggles and their issues and their questions and maybe bringing them through a process that you kind of already know, you're familiar with, but you want to help them and they have specific questions and it's customized and it requires a lot of time and effort. And from there, typically what most coaches realize is that they need, there's only one of them and they've got to leverage their time. And that's what I realized. So when I first started coaching, I realized that I could only take on about 3 clients at a time. And my one-on-one coaching offer was an 8-week offer. So that meant that for the span of 8 weeks, I had 3 clients. And then the next 8 weeks, I could take on another 3 clients. And at most, what that looked like for me was around maybe 40 clients in a year. And I realized that it didn't allow me to hit the revenue goals I wanted to hit. And especially at that time, I was charging like $800 per client. So I already knew that that wasn't going to work. So I went through this process first of raising my rates with one-on-one clients, making sure that they were getting really great results, making sure that I was actually helping people and that I knew very clearly who my ideal client was and how I could help them. And then I got to the point where I got really specific on who my ideal client was. I knew exactly who I wanted to work with. I knew exactly how I could help them. I was getting great testimonials and great results from my clients. And I started moving into group coaching programs. So from there, what I would do is I would say, if this is the result that you want, then this is the group coaching program you need to join. The group coaching program included calls with each of the clients. So the group coaching program included calls. Sometimes I would teach everything live on the calls. Then they would be able to ask their questions. I would provide feedback. And basically that was it. We would kind of move from there. Then what I realized was that if I was going to be repeating myself over and over again inside of the group coaching program, what I could do was I could just record those as essentially as modules. And then all I would have to do is show up for like a Q&A call. And so I started doing that. And so gradually I started moving into this process of creating an online course. And honestly, I didn't even realize that's what I was doing. I always thought that my courses were going to just be the workshops that I was selling and things like that. But what I realized was that I could command a much higher price point for a group coaching program, include those online course elements, and then only have to show up for a Q&A call. So that's essentially what my online courses look like now. They're a hybrid between one-on-one coaching and group coaching, but they have pre-recorded videos and modules and sometimes even worksheets and exercises and things that my clients do. And then I show up for a Q&A call and I'm able to answer questions for them. Some of my courses do not come with a live component. Some of the courses just have a Facebook group, and then some courses don't have a Facebook group or live component at all. They're literally just self-study, you download or you log into my Thinkific platform and you're able to watch the course and study yourself from there. So what's that first process and what's that first step for you if that's what you want to do? Because for me, I know that it's been a very profitable income stream for me because I've only had to show up for a couple of hours for like Q&A calls, and courses sell no matter if I'm awake or sleep. I hesitate to use that because it's like, it feels so cliche. It's like overused, but it's really true. For example, the other day, it was 5 a.m. I got a notification on my phone. I woke up a couple hours later, saw the notification, and it was someone who had purchased a course. And it was one that's a self-study. So that meant that I didn't have to deliver any live calls. I didn't have to deliver any support in like a Facebook group or anything like that. It was literally just a self-study course. And so that's what I want for you as well, especially if you feel like you have an offer or have something that you're teaching that you know is repeatable. So what's the first thing that you have to do if you want to turn your coaching into an online course? Well, the very first thing to do is obviously get clear on your ideal client. You should already be clear on your ideal client if you're offering coaching, but once you do start to sell a course format or self-study or like a group coaching with some live calls, you really have to be clear on who is going to be the best client for you. Once you're clear on who that best client is, then you've got to get really clear on that transformation. What is the outcome for the course? So when you work with someone one-on-one, they might have several things that they'd like to work on, and maybe they have several different outcomes. When I used to work with clients one-on-one, sometimes we would determine that they needed help growing their email list, or they needed help with branding, or they needed help with, some other aspect of marketing. And basically we would work on all of those things during our 8 weeks together. It was very customized. They were very happy with their results, but it started to burn me out because I felt like I had to create customized plans every single time I worked with a client. With your course or your group coaching offer that is more course-based, where you have pre-recorded videos and modules, you don't have to repeat yourself over and over again because the video is going to allow you to do that. But basically, you're repeating that content for every single client. So you got to be clear on what's the outcome. Every single client must want the same outcome. For example, I have a course on how to create a high-ticket coaching offer. It's called Package and Profit. And every single client that comes through that course knows that they're getting the details on how to create a high ticket coaching offer. It's very structured. There's worksheets. It's self-study. So it's something where you can just purchase it. You can watch the videos. You can go through the worksheets and you'll have your high ticket coaching offer planned out. And that's an example of something that I kept teaching over and over and over again. And I decided to just package it instead. Okay. So you've got to know your target client and that transformation. And the reason I say the transformation is because we want to be clear on the result that the course offers. So many times there's like online courses that, people sign up for and they feel like they wasted their money because there wasn't a clear outcome. It felt more like going to college where you get all this theory about this is what you could do and this is how people generally do it. And this is the background on something. That's not what you want your online course to do. You really want your online course to be very specific. By the end of this course, this is what they're going to get. And so that's what I do in all of my online courses. I make sure that they have a specific outcome. Then the next thing that you want to do from there is I would recommend taking a couple of clients through that program in a live fashion. So this essentially would be you taking them through in a group coaching format. I did this for the very first time with one of my courses, You've Got Clients, where the first time I launched it, it was a one-on-one coaching program, and I was obviously sharing with people how to create their webinar and how to create the system to bring coaching clients automatically. And then the next time I hosted it, it was a group program. There were some tweaks that I needed to make. So after I hosted it live as a group program where I was teaching the content live, I hosted it again as a group program and I taught the content live again. After teaching it live that time, I realized that it had a pretty good structure. So from there, I sold it again and left those recordings. And then I showed up for Q&A calls. I took the feedback from those Q&A calls and everything that I did with working with those clients. And then I created a full course. And now the course has pre-recorded videos, modules. It has homework and suggestions on things for you to turn in or things for you to keep up, depending on if you're doing self-study or if you're doing it with us live. And I love it. It's a full-blown course that I took some time to research and study and really develop it into what it needed to be. But now it sells without me having to repeat myself over and over and over again. And like I said, I do this as well with workshops. So let's say that there's something that you offer and you know that it's just like one small piece of what you offer, but it's something that people are always asking about. Why not create a workshop on that? For my workshops, typically those look like a 1 hour to 2 hour training. And I'm going to go through that one topic and I'm going to go really deep with that one topic. For example, I did a workshop on how I sell courses using Instagram, and I shared my entire process of how I use like Instagram stories, highlights, even in the posts, and hashtags and specific things I do to actually make sales and convert on Instagram. And that was like a 1 hour training. I added some additional worksheets and things like that and turned that into an on-demand course. So when I'm coaching my clients, sometimes I teach them how to, sell on Instagram, but it's just one small piece in a much bigger puzzle of how to market yourself and market your coaching business. But in order to create like some sort of on-demand product, sometimes you've got to take a small piece and create it as like a workshop. The way that I recommend that you do this is by pre-selling your idea first. So letting everybody know, hey, this is what I'm going to teach, opening the doors, allowing them to purchase, setting a date for your training, and then hosting the training. Because you never really know what people are willing to open up their wallet and purchase. And that's why I always pre-sell all of my courses before I actually create them. Then I get in, we co-create, which is even better because your clients are going to ask questions. You're going to get lots of good feedback. And then I bulk up the course with worksheets and additional resources. And then we sell it over and over and over again using a very simple sales funnel. And that's the very next video that I'm going to share with you. And if it's already done, you'll be able to click and watch it right now. I'm going to share with you how to create the simplest sales funnel so that you can sell your course. Thanks so much for watching today. Be sure to comment below. Tell me a little bit more about the coaching that you offer, and I'll give you some ideas on what you can offer as an online course. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye.